What did the cannabis plant say after a federal reclassification? I feel so Schedule 3 right now. Now, if you're scratching your head wondering what our leafy friend is talking about, you're not alone. The buzz in the cannabis industry these days is all about the potential rescheduling of marijuana from Schedule 1 to Schedule 3 of the Controlled Substances Act. What does that even mean, you ask? Well, it could be a game changer for the interstate commerce of cannabis. But here's the catch. While this rescheduling might open up avenues for transporting marijuana products across state lines, it's not as simple as it sounds. You see, Schedule 3 only permits interstate commerce for drugs approved by the FDA. And as of now, FDA-approved cannabis products are limited to synthetic THC formulations used for medical purposes. Cannabis executives, however, are hopeful. They believe that the rescheduling could make federal authorities less likely to target cannabis businesses that engage in cross-border sales. But there's always a but, isn't there? Importing marijuana from other states could exacerbate oversaturated markets, leading states to impose import and export tariffs and interstate commerce taxes to protect their local cannabis industries. The winds of change are blowing, but will they carry our beloved green across state borders? Stick around to find out. Now, let's delve into the legislative labyrinth where decisions that could change the game are being made. At the heart of the maze, we find the States Reform Act. Introduced by Republicans in the U.S. House of Representatives, this bill aims to clear the smoke around federal cannabis law. Its primary objective? Decriminalization of marijuana. But it doesn't stop there. The bill also proposes to hand over the reins of prohibition and regulation to state authorities, echoing the sentiment of states' rights often heard in U.S. politics. Imagine a world where marijuana is regulated just like alcohol. This is the vision laid out in the States Reform Act. But it's not all free love and peace signs. The bill also suggests a 3% excise tax on cannabis. Now, whether that tax revenue will go towards funding schools or filling potholes remains to be seen. But what does this mean for cannabis-related businesses? Well, it aims to eliminate legal hazards they currently face, supporting small businesses in the process. However, the bill's journey in the Democratic-controlled House is as unpredictable as a pot brownie's potency. The path of the bill in the Democratic-controlled House remains uncertain, much like the fate of a joint at a party. A change in federal classification could potentially open the floodgates for interstate cannabis commerce, or so it seems. Imagine, if you will, a world where marijuana products are zipping across state lines just as easily as any other commodity. Sounds like a dream come true for cannabis enthusiasts, doesn't it? But before we get carried away, let's ground ourselves in reality a bit. The potential for cross-border sales may seem tantalizing, but it's not without its challenges. We could see markets becoming oversaturated with products. Think about it. If every state can easily import cannabis from other states, we could end up with a surplus. It's like having a party and everyone brings guacamole. Sure, we love guacamole, but we can't eat it all. Furthermore, states could react to this by imposing import and export tariffs and interstate commerce taxes. It's their way of protecting local cannabis industries from being overwhelmed by outside competition, a bit like a bouncer at a club, making sure things don't get too crowded inside. So, while the rescheduling could mean cannabis products flying off the shelves across state borders, it's not all smooth sailing ahead. As we roll towards the end of this enlightening journey, let's take a moment to revisit what we've learned. The recent buzz around the potential rescheduling of cannabis from Schedule 1 to Schedule 3 of the Controlled Substances Act has stirred up some high hopes and burning questions about the future of interstate commerce for cannabis. We've explored the current legislative landscape, highlighting significant moves like the States Reform Act proposed by Republicans in the U.S. House of Representatives. This proposed legislation could decriminalize marijuana at the federal level and regulate its use like alcohol, potentially eliminating legal hazards for cannabis-related businesses and supporting small businesses. We've also delved into the implications of these changes for interstate commerce, discussing how the rescheduling could allow for the transportation of cannabis products across state lines, albeit with certain limitations. However, we must remember that any transition will likely be accompanied by challenges, including the potential for oversaturated markets and the need to protect local cannabis industries. As we continue to navigate this evolving terrain, keep in mind that these developments represent a significant shift in the cannabis industry, with far-reaching implications for businesses, consumers, and lawmakers alike. For more info on this topic, or if you just want to check out our cannabis group on Facebook, don't forget to hit the links in the description. And remember, subscribe and smash that like button for more cannabis-related content.